34 minutes into the hour, man. That's one of the most famous themes, Heather B.
I know.
Of all time, man. That's the theme from the Barney Miller show. And listen, we have the star with us right now. Mr. Hal Linden, the one and only, is here. Wow, man.
You know, that was a head arrangement. That is the part. It was written, and they went in to record it, and at the last minute, the producer said, give me 4 bars on bass to lead into it.
Yeah.
And the bass player made that up on the spot.
Right there, right? Wow, man. And just like that.
Just like that. Just made it up right there.
Made it, man, it stood the test of time. That's a classic right there, man.
That's right.
Man, pleasure to have you on the show. A lot of times on this show, I like to just kind of relive my childhood, and there were a lot of moments in television and TV history that kind of helped shape and mold us. And this show was on about 1975, right?
75 through 82, I think.
Through 82, man. And the Barney Miller show, you had such a great cast of characters. I remember Fish.
He's still alive.
He's still alive?
Abe Vigoda is still alive. He's in his 90s. He's about 92 or 3, something like that.
Really?
Yes.
Another character played by Ron Glass.
Ron Glass, who's still kicking too.
Is he really?
Yes, Ron. As a matter of fact, I just met him at an audition. I think we auditioned for the same part. What does that tell you?
Yeah, wow. Times have changed.
Yes, I remember Wojciechowicz and the Asian guy. I don't remember the Asian character's name.
Jack Sue.
Yeah.
What was his character on the show?
Nick Yamana. Nick Yamana. Yeah. Jack Sue actually died while we were making the show. He died, and we had a big memorial for him in which everybody said what they felt about Jack. And I pointed out the fact that he had a Chinese name. Sue is a Chinese name.
Yeah.
And Jack came out of the internment camps in Utah.
Wow.
He was Japanese. His real name was Suzuki. And that you could deal with that any way you want. You can get bitter the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Jack dealt with it with humor. That's why he called himself Sue, so he wouldn't have to confront what was then a big anti-Japanese feeling after the war.
After the war, wow.
So, but Jack was, again, he dealt with a lot with humor. Everything was with humor, and made it a great guy to be around.
The Barney Miller show was about a police precinct, right? And it was just a great group of guys. And, we were talking about Star Trek recently and how they had such a diverse cast that at that time, when it first came on air, it was kind of unheard of. It was kind of like, it felt like it was the blueprint to the United Nations. Yeah. The thing I liked about Barney Miller, you talking about the late 70s, you didn't see a whole lot of, black folks in this kind of role. And Ron Glass was portrayed as this intelligent, clever, suave guy, right? That was all done on purpose, right?
Exactly. He wrote a book in the play. He was an author on the show. He played the character who was capable of writing a book. No, specifically.
Yeah.
We avoided any kind of cliche, any kind of stereotype on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's great, man. Hal Linden has joined us, man.
Yes.
I want to talk about what you got going on now. Man, how long you been in the business?
You're going to ask me how old I am?
No, okay, never mind. All right.
Listen, you can't lie about your age anymore. They Google you.
They Google you, right?
They Google you. Everybody knows how old I am. Yeah. I have been in the business, I count from the day that I joined the Musicians Union. I was a musician for 13 years before I ever set foot on a stage. So the day I joined the Musicians Union in 1946, you can count that up yourself. That's
okay, 60, 70 years. Okay. Wow, man, Hal Linden, man. Now this is an artist, Heather B.
It
Hal
really
Linden is
is.
here. I want to talk about Hal Linden live in concert, and I want to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning.
My special lady is moving in with me. Because this guy's not going to be around much longer.
That was an excerpt from one of the most popular shows on CBS. It's called Two Broke Girls.
Yep.
That's one of the biggies, and we got one of the biggies with us right now. Legend in his own time, Mr. Hal Linden. I first met him as Barney Miller as a kid, but you know your history runs deep. You know it's not surprising to see you on a show like Two Broke Girls. This is like a big, you know, trendy show of the now.
I played a dirty old man.
Yeah. How hard was that?
Typecasting. Simple, very simple.
Simple as that, right?
Yeah.
Man, you got such a long list of credits from television to movies to Broadway. Was that your
Gotta
original?
start even further back.
Yeah.
I played with Ray McKinley,
Oh.
Bobby Sherwood, Boyd Rayburn as a musician.
Yeah.
I was a band singer, but I sat and played the saxophone in the saxophone section.
Wow.
So it goes even further back. And then 20 years on Broadway before I ever got to Barney Miller. So
Wow.
there's a lot behind it. A lot of people come in and expect me to do Barney Miller jokes.
Yeah.
You know, but there is an element of self-revelation. This is what I do. This is how I started, and I can sing. This is how here's two songs from my first Broadway show. Here's the next Broadway show I did. You know, so there's an element of self-revelation throughout the whole show, and you find out about me. By the time I'm finished, I figure we're friends.
We're friends, right?
Yeah, right.
Was it hard to break? You know, like once you do a role that's so impactful, was it hard to break out of that Barney Miller box?
It's hard to break out of any box.
Yeah.
They do it to you no matter what you do. And it's understandable. People see Barney Miller and say, ooh, I've got a part just like that. He'd be perfect for it. And the next thing you know, you're doing the same part over and over again. So you have to consciously stay out of that. You know, you try to do something different. So that's why it doesn't bother me playing a dirty old man.
Don't want to be pigeonholed, right?
There you go.
You know, Hal, Mr. Hal Linden is here. I just thought I might share with you that, I started with some woodwinds myself, man.
Oh, brother.
What, Heather? What? You know this. I started playing the clarinet,
Clarinet?
Then I moved to the bass clarinet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I played a little alto saxophone. you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that, man.
All right,
You know my last name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, tell him my last name, man.
Calloway, right?
There it is,
There
man.
you go.
See,
I said,
and he asked me, was I related to?
Cab?
Yeah, Cab Calloway. Yeah.
I did Broadway with Cab. Cab was in the revival of the Pajama Game in before Barney, actually.
Yeah. What was he like to work with? Like, and talk. What was he like to talk to? Like Cab Calloway.
Distant.
Yeah.
He had his history, and he still was there.
Yeah.
You know, it was Cab was not an experienced actor, so it wasn't a question of two actors working on a scene together. We didn't have that much together, actually. He played a different character, and I didn't interact with him much. But even personally, he had his history and his way of doing things, and that's the way he did it. And we all respected it.
Yeah.
Not the normal way of working in a theatrical situation. Normally, you open your gut and you know, whatever you can find in there, you put in the show, you know.
Yeah, he's being nice. Basically, Sway's distant cousin was an asshole.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying.
I
It wasn't just some translation. I'm curious, though, Mr. Linden. I mean, how do you covered so much and you've been so successful. How do you get excited now when your agent calls you and says a part on Two Broke Girls? What do you do?
It was the most asked question is, which do you prefer, films, television, stage, or performance?
Yeah.
And I used to say all of the above. It was always said of me, when he's not near the show he loves the show he's near. So whatever I'm working on. The answer I came up with now is I like rehearsal. I like the first week or two where you start a project with words on a page and somehow 2 weeks later, it's flesh. It's a human being with feelings, and you create that character. That's the most creative an actor can get. And I love it when people come to me and say, you know, I saw you in, and they'll mention a show that lasted a week.
Wow.
You know, because the fact of the matter is, I put the same effort and thought and imagination and caring into that play than I did with my hit.
Yeah.
Or with a show that lasted. So all the characters I played, they're all children of mine, and they're hanging around in my head somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hal Linden is here, man. Thank you for coming by this show, man.
Yes.
You know, I want you to know that too. If you're tuning in, man, you just want to see a great artist, great music. Hal Linden will be performing with his Hal Linden live in concert, cabaret style.
7 musicians.
7 musicians.
Yes.
7-piece band.
7-piece band.
Big band style.
Big
right?
band style. We do a whole big band section in the show.
And it's a live show at Manhattan's Cafe Carlisle. The address is 35 East 76th Street. This is happening May 20th, which is to the 24th. All right, so May 20th to the 24th. Come check out Hal Linden live in concert. You also have It's Never Too Late. What is this right there? It's Never Too Late. It's an album of just
Never Too Late. It means what it says.
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to do recording, and so I did a recording session 20 years ago, and nobody took any interest in it. And I did another one 15 years ago, and nobody took an interest in that. And I decided to just finish it myself. And it's a different combination of what I thought I would like to record, basically. It's Never Too Late refers to the last cut on the album, which says, late in life, it's never too late in life. And that basically is my mantra by now.
Yeah.
You know, and a mantra for what should be everybody when you think about it.
I'm about to borrow that from you. Man, it's an honor. Can people get this on iTunes or buy this?
They can get it on, what do you call it?
Amazon?
Amazon, yes.
Okay.
And then you
You
have...
can get it on Amazon, or you can get it after my show, and I would be glad to personalize it and autograph it for you.
And you go to hallinden.net too, right?
HalLinden.net, you can get it on there
Okay,
too.
great. Don't forget Hal Linden live in concert, cabaret style, Manhattan's Cafe, Carlisle, 35 East 76th Street, May 20th through the 24th. Come see a great performance. I'm going to go down there and check you out. I'm going to buy the ticket, bro. I'm not going to ask for free.
I was just about to invite you, but
Let me
I
buy
like
the
it better
ticket.
when they buy tickets.
Yeah, I'll buy the ticket. We're going to play a track too. She's Out of My Life. It's a Michael Jackson remake.
Right.
Hal Linden style.